Hello everyone, here we are again with another commented run from Iridescence 3.0. Today another mark is in the target since, as you can see on the screen, I sit right now at 2198 wins, and with the following 7 fights I will reach 2205. Of course this will be a new world record since this team owned the world record and it will keep going on with this streak. I will also start soon a commented run on retail, on my physical Game Boy Advance SP and on my physical Emerald cartridge with my Moltres Stall team, because I also want to do a world record with a different team on retail, since this record, of course, as you can see, it's on emulator. I will use for this run, as you can see, my Iridescence 3.0 team featuring Skarmory, Blissey and Latios. If you don't know how this team works and you are interested in basically better know the strategies and the idea behind it, I strongly suggest you to check my last video, in which I basically explain the team building idea and the basic strategy of this team. Okay, let's go into a commented run of 7 fights. You can see above in the screen my modified tower list with all of the possible set, and I will explain my strategy on every lead. Okay, this is a Shuckle. Probably I've already faced a Shuckle and you can see a pretty more detailed stalling strategies. But right now, I know that every Shuckle open with double team, okay? Every Shuckle set, sorry, opens with double team. So I will directly switch into Latios and set up. As you can see, it's a double team. I really don't care. The only Shuckle I have to fear is Substitute 1, since it will basically make Latios spend too many power points. If this Shuckle will use Substitute, I will directly switch into Blissey and stall this Pokemon out of Substitute power point. If this is not a Substitute Shuckle, I will just spam Calm Mind and then try to hit one Dragon Claw, since one Dragon Claw it's enough to one-hit KO. Okay. Well, I'm pretty lucky, as you can see. Since it's not the substitute variation, the substitute set. Okay, I'm already at +6, I have just to land one hit at this point. Okay, I'm totally lucky, the first hit has gone. But keep in mind that if I missed some hit, when my power points are basically low at 13, 14, and I will also explain why I choose this benchmark, I've just to switch into Skarmory and face this Pokemon out, okay? Because I also have Whirlwind, of course. I pick 13 power points because I need 8 hit points for a Blissey, Calm Mind Blissey, and mostly 4 or 5 hit points for a Registeel, okay? So factoring these two Pokemons, I prefer to stay at 13 power points left. Okay, this was a really easy match. Let's go to enemy number 2. Okay, it's a Dusclops. Well, I will play as I did in the previous video, so these are for you all of possible Dusclops sets, and I will also scout with Protect. Shadow Ball. Okay, so basically we are facing a Dusclops 3 or a Dusclops 4. Okay, these two ones. Against this kind of Dusclops, I prefer to go with Torment, since a Tormented Dusclops is an easy bait for Blissey, okay? Another Shadow Ball. Let's see what's the next move. Curse. Okay, that is even behind a Protect, but keep in mind that Curse won't hit my Blissey behind a Substitute. That's really interesting, because otherwise this set would be, well, a bit threatening, okay? Now I know that this Dusclops will 100% of time go for Rest, okay? It's the safest Blissey switch in. Here we are, Rest. Now I've just to use Substitute on his probable Double Edge, and then I will proceed to Growl to lower this Pokemon attack. Okay, here we are, first Double Edge. Keep in mind that I don't fear recoil damages from this Dusclops because it has Rest, so it's not an issue at all. It will also just keep spamming Curse, because the game doesn't recognize substitute immunity to Curse and statuses, and that's one of the main glitch that you have to capitalize on, considering IE intelligence. Okay, this is another Rest. I want to put this Dusclops at -6 attack, okay? Keep in mind that it has pressure, so it's now at -6 attack. And I can also basically wait, okay? I don't want to risk too much with a Latios switch in. I want to wait until it will be asleep again. But this won't be a too long process. Also keep in mind that after Torment, that is a blessed move for this team, these Dusclops can pick Shadow Ball just 1 out of 2 turns versus Latios. That's really, really amazing, because this allows my Latios to easily set up on this Pokemon. Blissey at full health, that's good. Okay, first let me recover it. Very good. Shadow Ball, so it won't pick Shadow Ball against Latios. And that's good. Okay, as you can see, at -6 attack, his Shadow Ball won't break my substitute, basically giving me a lot of free turn to set up. Unless, as you can see, a critical hit happened, but that's not an issue at all at this point of the match. Okay, high rolls can break my substitute, but once again, as I've told before, it's not an issue since this Pokemon can pick Shadow Ball just 1 out of 2 turns. And of course, Double Edge is not enough to break my substitute. Also, when it will use Rest, right in this case, like in this case, well, I have just a lot of free turns to spam Calm Mind. Okay, and that's good. I'll recover on a rest, and now I can just proceed to sweep. Once again, as you can see, my team always, well, basically almost always end the match with all of the Pokemons at full health and with a lot of power points left. That's the main strength. I've told this in basically every video I've made. Okay, this will tank a hit. No, critical hit. Well, this is like a pretty lucky streak, but once again, there are no issues at all in the match I've faced. While this Jinx can be threatening, okay? It's really interesting to face, because, of course, I must fear the stall-breaking Jinx for, okay, for definition, okay? That is set 2. Perish Song, Mean Look, Lovely Kiss and Protect. This is pretty scary. If I had the doubt and the opponent has the chance to have this Jinx, I must use Whirlwind, because this is too threatening to face for a stall team like mine, okay? So I will go for Protect. Okay, Lovely Kiss. Lovely Kiss means that, well, basically every Jinx set has Lovely Kiss. Usually set 2 opens with Protect, okay? On turn 1, it always go for Protect. While Fake Tear set, okay, set 4, is pretty scary because of Fake Tears too. So will be a pretty long stall process, but I can capitalize on this lead. So let me scout first Torment, and we will see what kind of Jinx set is this. Fake Tears. Well, that's really interesting, okay? Because it's the worst Jinx set I can set up on. Once again, I can't really set up on Jinx 2. I can set up on 4, but it's pretty interesting, okay? So we will see. I will then go for Protect. Okay, Ice Beam. Ice Beam is interesting because I know that right now this Jinx will go for a Lovely Kiss. Okay, it's a pretty cold move. I can, at this point, phase this Pokemon out because I have still my Chesto Berry active. I can set up on this Pokemon if it will go for a basically Lovely Kiss right now, and I can switch Blissey on a Psychic or Ice Beam. But at this point, I cannot switch Blissey on a Lovely Kiss. I have 2 routes basically. I can directly switch into Latios since it won't pick Ice Beam and then try to set up, or I can phase this Pokemon out. Well, probably the pick I want to choose right now is to directly switch into Latios, okay? I will consume my Lumberry, but I can then try to set up on this Pokemon. Because it will pick, of course, Ice Beam just 1 out of 2 turns. And that's what I want to do. It have also failed. Well, I'm really lucky in this trick. I must admit it. well, I still have my Lumberry active, but that's not an issue at all. Also, you will see that the opponent won't recognize, once again, my status immunity and lowering move immunities, etc. behind a substitute. So basically, it will go for Lovely Kiss or this kind of moves instead of Psychic, for example, because it thinks that they are the preferred moves, as you can see right now. Jinx Ice Beam from a modest Jinx is really, really powerful. As you can see, it will break my substitute until I will be at +4 or +5. Don't exactly remember the calc, but it's something like that. Well, now I'm at +5 and this Ice Beam won't break my substitute. Now I'm at +6. Okay, as you can see, this was the safest process, okay? This was the safest process. Basically, I had also the possibility to phase this Jinx away, but once again, as I've told before, I can set up on every Jinx unless it's set 2. Okay, right now I can directly try to sweep with my Latios. Here we go. Oh, last Pokemon Metagross, that's pretty interesting. Let's see. Okay, well, basically now it can be a Quick Claw Metagross. It's the worst case scenario, okay? Well, I also will mark the set for you. There are some Quick Claw sets, 4, 5, and 8. And basically 2 of them, Meteor Mesh. But at this point, I have no other choose. I have, sorry, no other options. I have to go for Dragon Claw. If this Pokemon will Quick Claw, Critical Hit, destroy my Latios, I will then proceed to stall this Pokemon out and make this Pokemon die for Struggle Recoil. It will be very long, but I've already already done it a few times, and it works. Basically, this Pokemon can't break through a Skarmory and Blissey at full health, and also with Chestoberry active. So, even if this Pokemon will one-hit KO Latios right now, that's not an issue. And that has not happened. Okay, that's good. Let's go to enemy number 4. Okay, this is a Kingler. It's a pretty strange Pokemon, okay? It has a one-hit KO move, sorry. Okay, and also Salak Berry, but his Speed Tire is pretty sad because it sits at 95. Basically, this Pokemon cannot outspeed Latios even after a Salak boost. I will open with Protect. Okay, first turn Endure. So it's Guillotine, Rock Tomb, Flail, Endure, Kingler. Against this Pokemon, okay, I must stay in with Skarmory and Torment it after, since it will reveal Guillotine. And then I can switch into Blissey. Okay, let's see. Guillotine, perfect. Now I have just to go into Blissey. Okay, 2 power points from Guillotine are gone. Keep in mind that this Pokemon doesn't have Quick Claw, so I don't have to fear a Guillotine from Quick Claw holder. I can just stay safe behind a substitute. 3 power points are gone. 4. And 5. Okay, perfect. Nothing threatening, nothing that's even far from an issue. Now I just wait until its Rock Tomb power point will be over, and then I will just proceed to set up Latios and sweep. Okay, they are gone. And now, keep in mind that this Kingler is attacking Latios with a -6 attack, Flail at full health. Basically, it deals really nothing, okay? It won't even break this substitute I can set up, and then just try to sweep without even make a new substitute. But, to be honest, I want to wait and make a new substitute with more hit point, okay? Here we are. And now I have just to sweep. Another guillotine potential user, and another one hit KO moves user. But that's not an issue when you have a sturdy user and a strong game plan behind. Let's go to enemy number 5. Hariyama. Hariyama, it's pretty interesting because there's a set that sometime, of course, the quick claw user with special coverage. It's really weird because it has cross chop and elemental punches. Luckily, there are no strong special attack on this set, and it's really weak. But let's see. Okay, cross chop, of course. So basically, every set has cross chop, but it has not opened with fake out that can make me think that it's a quick claw holder. Okay. Now I have to go for Torment. I have no other moves. Okay, Cross Chop missed. Another Torment. Okay, Facade. That's really good because it's this one. Of course, Quick Claw really well detected by me, but it's physical one. It's pretty weak. It's pretty weak. I have just to stall out Dangerous Cross Chop, and then this Pokemon has really no moves that can deal real damages to Skarmory. Okay. Critical hit, of course. Also this weird move selection with some kind of really weird earthquake turns that I cannot explain. I really cannot explain them, but that's the way the game play. Okay, now I just want to fish an earthquake. Well, what I want to do right now is to, okay, earthquake, really good, to lower a bit its attack, basically for Skarmory to better recover and of course for Latios to set up. I'm protecting on cold earthquakes and then I'm using Growl on weaker moves. Okay, he is struggling, and he is at -6 attack right now. I will go for Soft Boil. Okay, right now I want to first better recover Skarmory. I have just to wait 2 turns right now, 1 and 2. Perfect. The next turn Skarmory will wake up, so it's basically awaken, and then I will try to set up Latios. Also trying to stay out of 2 critical hits from quick low range. Basically recovering, as you can see, I just told it, basically recovering every time I can. Even spending 1 turn calm minding and 1 turn recovering. That's not an issue since recover has even too many power points in Gen 3. Oh, okay, I misclicked, no problem, since right now the match is really close to the end. Okay, now, of course, a quick low critical hit will break my substitute. An unfortunate hit, but will break my substitute. But once again, I'm in a pretty good position right now because I've already detected the quick low holder for opponent team. So I know that the Pokemon that will come in next won't have a quick low. Okay, quick low activated, but it wasn't a critical hit, fortunately. And here we are. Okay, let's see what Lapras set this is. No, HP special defense investment. That's good. Okay, let's go to enemy number 6. And it's a Slowking. Well, Slowking is a really exploitable and weak Pokemon. Nothing else to add. Here are all of possible Slowking sets. Depending on the set, Latios can even set up without stalling processes, basically on set 1 and set 2. Also factoring that this is male, so I don't have to fear attract for Latios, while set 3 and 4, the quick low ones, are basically stall bait for Blissey, okay? Thunder Wave, that's really, really good, okay, is this one, okay? Well, I can save a lot of power points from Blissey, switching Latios in. Also because I don't have to fear Static and FF Spore from the lead. Basically, Slowking doesn't have these abilities. So I will switch Blissey in, eating a Thunder Wave, and then I will switch Latios in. Basically, I hope to fish a Surf or a Psychic, but even if a Yawn will be used, I will consume a Lumberry, and that will not be an issue, since it will allow Blissey to save a lot of power points from supporting moves. And that's perfect. I've fished a Surf. Really, really good. Okay, that's really good. That's a really, really good game plan. I'm pretty proud of it. Okay, right now I've just to spam Calm Mind, keeping in mind that it will just spam status move because, once again, the computer doesn't recognize substitute immunity to statuses. I'm at +6 and I have just to do this Dragon Claw spam. Really, really fast match. Really good. Okay. Now let's go to enemy number 7. That is, yes, of course, it's Annabel. Okay, against Annabel I have a specific game plan. I've already explained it. Keep in mind that Latios can even just switch in and try to sweep. But if this Raikou uses Calm Mind on turn 1, then its Thunderbolt will break Latios substitute. And if it keeps spamming Thunderbolt, well, basically it can break all of my substitute and put Latios in a dangerous position, okay? So, the best game plan right now is a pretty strange opening move, but Torment with Skarmory. Why Torment? Because if it will go for a Thunderbolt, it has like 30% of chances to one-hit KO Skarmory. But even if this Pokemon kills my Skarmory on first turn, well, basically my Latios can switch in safely, facing a +0 Raikou, okay? If it pick Calm Mind otherwise, well, after a Torment, it can pick Thunderbolt just one out of 2 turns, and basically the match is won. So it's the only match in which I risk Skarmory on turn 1, but because Annabel is the only opponent with a well-known team, okay? I know exactly the evs, the moves of all of basically her 3 team members. Perfect. Okay, if I have switched Latios right now, okay, this would have been a really bad position, because at +1, this Raikou Thunderbolt break my substitute, while right now I can just play with this Pokemon, okay? Let's see, I can just toy with this Pokemon. This really has no chances to break through my team right now, because Torment is amazing. You can see how powerful Torment is. It's really the best move that I have in my team, the best move that I've discovered for Gen 3 Frontier. Look, I can just stall out this Pokemon, switching between Torment and Protect. A Skarmory is stalling out a Calm Mind Raikou. It's really impressive. Okay, let's stop flexing for a bit, and I will safely switch into Latios, because keep in mind that it has used Thunderbolt on my last Protect, so on this turn, on my switch, it wouldn't have picked Torment, okay? Sorry, Thunderbolt, of course. Now it will use Thunderbolt, breaking my substitute, but next move won't be a Thunderbolt, because of course I landed a Torment. Okay, it's pretty longer using this strategy, but it's 100% safe. I can set up on this Raikou, opening with Torment 100% of the times. There is this Raikou basically has no chances at all to break through my team using this game plan. Okay, right now only small, really small chance that Annabel has to win basically is Bright Powder from her Latios. If I miss like 4 Dragon Claws in a row, her Latios can become a bit threatening, but of course this is true for every Bright Powder opponent. Okay, now I have just to wait, because keep in mind that this Raikou has pressure, so I want to basically make this Raikou run out of all of its rest power points, because I can score a 3/4 hit KOs on this Pokemon. is using Calm Mind, so it has run out of rest power points. And I can safely kill this Pokemon. Okay, now there's a Latios. Okay, first hit has gone, perfect. And this Snorlax, of course, doesn't have Quick Claw but Chesto Berry, so I can score a clean 2-hit KO without fearing of Axe because I'm behind the substitute. And that's an easy Annabel match. Okay, the 7 matches run is gone. I'm at 2,205, okay, pretty impressive. And well, I also want to add that I will keep running until I will reach 2,520. Why this mark? Because this is 4 battles, okay, more than the Platinum current record. The Platinum current world record was set by Jumpman16, that is the genius that started all of the basically post-game frontier challenge process. And he was also the one who invented trick teams for Gen 4 towers. So basically he's the one who started it all. And he has reached 2,516 with his trick team in Platinum Battle Tower. I want to pass that mark because it's a really impressive and historic milestone, and also because I really want to prove that Gen 3 Emerald Battle Tower is exploitable. It's not true that it's an Axe Tower. It's an Axe Tower if your approach is subpar and your team building is not prepared to face what you have to face in Battle Tower. But with a strong strategy behind, this tower is really exploitable, and with the struggle, reduced damage mechanic of Gen 3, this tower is also more exploitable than newer Gen's tower. That's my idea, and I want really to, well, keep going to prove this. Okay, the video is over, and I hope you have enjoyed it. Of course, write in the comment if there are doubts or suggestions, and well, we will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.